Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about something that I feel like is going to be really helpful because it really helped me, is to really understand who you're being. Are you the person who has what they want, or are you trying to get what you want? And I know I made a video about that before, and I truly got it before, but I didn't realize that I was still doing it because it's so subtle. It's so subtle. It's subtle because the person who has what they want, they will tell themselves, oh, I'm so happy I have what I want. But the person who's trying to get what they want, they will say the same thing. They will say, I'm so happy that I have what I want in order to get what they want. So you're doing the same thing. You're doing all the actions, all the affirmations, visualization as the person who doesn't have what they want, but who's trying. So what happens when you're trying is once you're done doing the affirmation or the technique of being the person who has what they want, because that's the thing. When you try to be that person, you use that as a technique. So it anchors you in the version of yourself who doesn't have it. It anchors you there. And that version is trying to be, but never become, right? Because once you're done trying to be, what are you going to do? You're going to look at the world through the lens of the person who doesn't have them. So you're going to feel some type of impatience when you don't see movement. You're going to feel some type of annoyment when, I don't think that's a word. You're going to feel annoyed when things doesn't seem to go your way. And it's not that you're never being triggered when you are the new version of yourself, but once you decide that you have what you want because you understand, I feel like there's two steps in manifestation. The first one is to declare, understand that who you are, who you're being is who you're being, okay? But it's also to understand that. I know we understand it mentally that, okay, everything comes from within, the physical plane is a mirror. But what it means, everything comes from within. Everything already exists because whatever you say after I am is already true. It's already there. I am is everything. I am is all realities, all possibilities. It's awareness. You might get that, but you might not grasp it. So you say, okay, I am as a technique, but then you're not really the person who has it, like I said, because you're looking for physical proof. The person who doesn't have what they want is looking for proof. Are you looking for proof? You know? So, like I said, I feel like first step is to understand, okay, I am who I say I am no matter what, because everything comes from my identity. Every single thing comes from who I am. Second step, understanding that now I am who I say I am. I cannot look at the world through the lens of the old version of myself. Because the old version of myself gave a bunch of negative meanings to things. Okay? So it's not about undoing all the meanings, but it's about also maybe like give a general affirmation over them. So if you see, let's say you're manifesting money, but you don't see any money in your bank account, but you told yourself, no, I have the money now. So not seeing money doesn't mean what it would used to mean to the old me would be, oh, I'm broke. No, the new me, the person who has it, say, oh, there's nothing to worry about because everything is unfolding perfectly.
Let's pause this for a second. I want to add something. As Neville Goddard would say, you cannot serve two masters. It's really important to understand that. It means you cannot simultaneously hold on to two opposing states of consciousness or desires, which means you either have it or you don't. That's why it's important to undo the power you give to your eyesight and just give everything the meaning that you already have what you want. Even if you don't see the results, it doesn't mean anything. It cannot mean that you don't have it because then you are opposing two states. And the one that you're returning to the most is the one that's being reflected always.
And I know that you heard that phrase before. And if you don't understand that phrase, if you don't understand that now you are who you say you are, it will feel like you're trying to convince yourself. You're trying to convince yourself by telling yourself, oh, everything is unfolding perfectly. And I'm sorry. So when you come from that place, at some point it's gonna feel still impatience, annoyment, and feel like it's not working. And then you're gonna try to try other techniques and stuff like that. So understand what you're affirming. What does it mean that everything is unfolding perfectly? It means that my identity, the first step, when I say I am who I say I am, I said that. Second step, now my identity is unfolding perfectly in the physical plane. My identity is unfolding. So whatever I see is part of who I am right now. So if I see something that seems negative, because this is how I would, or my old identity would frame it, now I don't frame it the same way. I have other glasses on now. So the same event, let's say lack of money in the bank account, the person who has the money now is not going to be threatened by that, because I know I have it. I know I have it. So it's perfect. And that's another thing, because you probably heard before to call everything perfect. So you just did it, but you don't understand it, because as the person who doesn't have it, it's not perfect. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm telling myself that this situation is perfect, but I don't believe it, you know? That's another thing I would suggest. I know people keep saying that you don't have to believe your affirmations, but when you are declaring something for the physical world, I would suggest you believe it. Because if you don't, again, it's going to feel like you're trying to convince yourself. And that's a sign that you're the person who's trying. Because when you know who you are, you're not convincing yourself. You understand that everything is perfect, because I am that person who has the money. Example. Understand? So if I'm that person who has the money, the lack of money that I would see in the physical plane mean nothing. It's perfect, because it's the perfect unfolding of my identity. So truly understanding, grasping what you're saying, your affirmation. So this was the point of the video, is to really just be aware when you're trying to get what you want versus being the person who has what they want, and to truly understand what it means to be the person who has what they want. It means that when I wake up, now that I know, let's say I want a car, okay, my desire is to have a car, and I'm so happy I have the car, because I have everything. I have everything. I am is the God within. Your desires were promised to you. Everything from the spiritual plane, you can pick it and just have it. It's yours, okay? So because I know that, I'm so happy. It's mine. And it's instant. There's no waiting. You don't have to wait to be the person who has what they want. It's just right now. I have it. And I'm so happy I have it. So I wake up as the person who has their car. I'm just grateful about my car, because I know I have my car. I brush my teeth knowing that I have my car. I take a shower knowing that I have my car. And I'm so happy I have my car. But it's just real. It's true. I'm not faking it. It is what it is. I have what I want. So because I'm that identity now I walk like that person who has that car. It's natural. I don't have to say to myself, oh, what would the person who has the car would do? I mean, you could do that, but I don't like saying that, because it feels like I'm cosplaying that person. Like, oh, what would she do? Would she wear this jeans? Okay, so I'm going to wear that jeans, trying to be her. No, I'm not trying. I am her. So I walk as that person. I know exactly what to do. I know the feeling of me, or what it is to have my desires. So I walk knowing that I have my desires. Because that identity now is so ingrained in me, I know that when I look at things, if it doesn't look like the way I would want them to look, I say, it goes my way anyway, because I am that person now. You understand? So I feel like, yeah, it's those two steps. Step one, I have what I want. I know who I want to be. It's done. And when you understand what it's done means, okay, it's not just a sentence that you throw around and say, oh, it's done. It's done that I'm going to see it. No, it's done that I am not that person now. It is done. I am that person now. Good. Now that I'm that person, everything I see is a reflection of that. I don't judge. It's in the Bible. Judge righteously. I don't remember the verse, but judge righteously. Judge as the person who has what they want, not as the person who didn't. That's the sin. You're missing the mark when you do that. So those are the two steps. That's what I wanted to say. And yeah, this is what I wanted to say today, because I felt like we keep going back and forth between being the person who has it because we think that's a technique, and that's not bad. Technically, I'm realizing we're not going back and forth. We're just being the person who's trying 100% of the time, thinking that telling ourselves we have it is going to do the trick. And sometimes it does. That's why it feels like we don't necessarily see the difference, because this is why we have hot and cold. manifestations because we don't realize that we're trying. Because as someone who's trying, at some point you got results, but it's not constant. This is where it feels like, something's missing. Yeah, because you're trying. You just be. I am. Right now, whatever desires you want right now, just do it. Like just this little exercise. Whatever desires you have right now. Oh yeah, I have it now. Oh yeah, I decided. Like, you could do a little, if you want, a little, not ritual, but in your mind, like, okay, I like to have it. Boom, I have it. Done. It's instant. It's instant. There's no waiting. I am that person now. So now that you're that person now, you walk like that person right now. There's no waiting. There's no hesitation. I am that person right now. And whatever flames, again, it's just a meaning that you give to things. But again, because you've been giving meanings to things for your whole life. So if you're a person who want a specific person and you see them with someone else, that meaning is they are not with you. And I get it. But you walk through flames knowing that you are with that person. Or you walk through flames knowing that you have your guard. You walk through flames knowing that you have the money in your bank account. And you stand firm. That's what it means, standing firm. You do not let go of that identity. It's who you are. Okay, that's what I said. You're not manifesting something. You are manifesting yourself. Who are you? Are you trying every day, or are you being every day, but for real? You wake up and you go to bed knowing and be happy that it's yours. And I know it's not about the feelings, but let's be honest here. If you have a desire for months or even years and you understand that, okay, it's mine, wouldn't you be happy? It's not about being happy 24/7. I'm not saying that, but there's some point in time during the day that you feel some type of happiness. It doesn't have to last all day. Sometimes you're gonna feel indifferent because, oh yeah, I've been telling myself I have it, so I know it already. It's cool, you know. But other times you're gonna feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually have it. It's so great. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, you know. So that comes in too. Let it come in. Let the emotion comes in. Let the feeling comes in, because it's true. It is true. You have it. You have everything. There's no lack in the divine mind. That's a Florence Scovel affirmation, and also a Walter C. Lanyon affirmation. He's a great author, by the way, that I discovered like 2 weeks ago. Nobody's talking about him. I don't understand why, because he's great. I really love him, and he wrote his books before Florence Scovel, or some of them. But anyway, so yeah, there's no lack in the divine mind, which means in your mind, there's no lack. It cannot exist. Everything comes from God. Everything positive, love, abundance, all comes from God. But because we were made in God's image, we are limitless. So we wouldn't be limitless if we couldn't create lack. So we can have abundance of lack, but it doesn't come from God. It comes from us. We created that. So we just have to take off the bad seeds in our mind, because your mind is your garden of Eden, right? It's your garden of Eden, but it's been reflected in the 3D. So if you have a lot of bad seeds in there, you just have to take it off. There's no lack. There's no poverty. There's no sickness. What is that? No, take it off, because you don't want to see that no more. So it cannot exist in your mind. So who are you? Who are you? I'm someone happy, wealthy, healthy, in love, whatever the hell it is. And just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Live in your world, in your mind. And I know that Neville Goddard would said something like that. You have to deny your 5 senses. And the most important one is what you see. Because it's your eyes. You have to deny your sight for a minute. Like, you're gonna have to deny it. If you created hell, we get it. I get it. I certainly get it. Deny it with everything you got. Because who are you? Who are you? I am who I say I am. That's period. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you, because everything I share is always things that are helpful for me, and we just have to stick with what we learn and understand it. Because like I said, it feels like the things I say are nothing new, but it's just I understand it at a level that makes me realize what were my previous mistakes. So I hope it helps you too. And so let's just do this. Just understand that we already are the version of ourselves. We already are the person who has what they want. We're not. Let's just not talk about versions anymore. I stop uh, saying I'm the version of myself who has it or doesn't have it, just because at some point I felt like, okay, there's a version of myself who has it, but I don't. I don't want to make a separation. So you are the person who has the desires right now.
And I wanted to add that if you have any inner conflict about verb tenses because you don't know if you should say I have it or I'm gonna get it just know that it doesn't matter, because above saying that I'm the person who has it, it's I'm the person for whom this story is true. Okay, so if you want to go to, I don't know, there's a show about from your favorite singer in May, and you want to go, you can say I'm going to that concert because that story is true for you. You don't have to say I'm already at the concert right now or already went. If you feel comfortable, it's cool, but it's okay to use another verb tense, because what truly matters is that you accept that story as true. That's facts. You are that person who's going to that show. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.